Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Coach Matt over here, Primal Athlete Training Center, www.primalatc.com. One of the last times I'm probably going to say that, which is kind of scary to realize, but the new website is almost done. We're going to be releasing that to you hopefully in the next couple of days. Myself and my web guy are putting the finishing touches on it right now, and then we have to upload content, which is going to take a day or two. So hopefully by the end of this week, you'll have a newsletter, and you'll have an email, and you'll have a video and everything else, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram post that is going to explain the new website and let the cat out of the bag. But for now, we're doing one of our last videos as Primal ATC, and we want to introduce you guys to a pyramid. Now, we all know what a pyramid is. Pyramid's a pretty simple concept. We've got look at that. Who knew Coach Matt was an artist? We have a pyramid. Now, a lot of people use the pyramid as a way of explaining weight training. So, for example, Louis Simmons always gives the kind of question to people of, mathematically, how tall can a pyramid be? Well, mathematically, a pyramid can only be as tall as its base is wide. So he uses that to explain that you need a good base of exercises, a good pool of exercises to pull from. And the bigger your base, the bigger your kind of selection of exercises, the stronger or the bigger peak of strength you're going to get to. I heard another pyramid example the other day from Chad Wesley Smith, who is the founder of Juggernaut Training Systems. He was on a podcast called Barbell Shrugged, and Chad Wesley Smith described a pyramid as a way of explaining how some of the top power lifters in the world need to do things that are specific to their event. So the top squatters, bench pressers, and deadlifters in the world, they're going to basically have very little room at the top of this pyramid for exercise selection. They need to do the exercises that are going to mimic and are going to closely resemble and relate to the bench, the squat, and the deadlift. They are not going to have a huge pool of exercises because they've figured out over the years exactly specifically what gets them strong, and they're going to be able to use just those specific things because they are already at the peak of their game. So I always say his name wrong. Andrei Malenichev, I think is how you pronounce the last name. One of the top raw power, or the top raw power lifter in the world, bench press, squat, and deadlift. And what he does is bench press, squat, and deadlift. Now he's going to tweak little things here and there, but his training revolves around bench press with a straight bar, deadlift with a straight bar, squat with a straight bar, and getting more improvement out of those because that's what he actually does for his event. So when it comes to youth, and when it comes to masters, track and field, youth and masters track and field, for the most part, you're just starting out. So youth athletes are just starting out with the sport. They're just starting out with training so that they can improve their shot, disc, javelin, hammer. Masters athletes, even though they may have been around for a lot longer, a lot of times they're just starting out all over again. So it may have been 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, like the email I got today, 63 years since this athlete last picked up a discus. So they're starting all over again. Youth is just starting, masters just starting all over again. So the pool of exercises that you can choose from to get stronger and to throw farther is going to be really, really big. So there is no specific thing that I can give you. There's no one secret exercise. There's no one secret training plan. There's no one big thing that you can do to get better besides practice throwing, get better at your technique, get better at the movements themselves when you are actually throwing the competition weight implement, and anything else that's going to make you stronger, anything else that's going to get improvement. The pool of exercises is huge. So if you're a youth or a master's athlete and you're starting out and you want more leg strength, There's not one squatting exercise that you can do. Do all of them. Do body weight squats. Do kettlebell goblet squats. Do dumbbell squats, barbell squats, front squats, Zercher squats, pause squats, wide stance squats, narrow stance squats. Do all of them. Do all of the different type of squats, because your body is going to react and there will be a stimulus from whatever squatting exercise you pick. If you were the best squatter in the world, you would need that one to help you out. But you're just getting started or just started getting started again, so it's all good. It's all going to help you out. And as long as you keep track of it and you see improvements as you move along throughout the weeks and the months, then that means you're getting stronger, and you should see some carryover into what you do on the field or what you do in the throwing circles or the javelin runway. That same thing goes for upper body pushing exercises. So you can do bench press, incline bench press, overhead press, push press, behind the neck jerks, handstands, handstand push-ups, regular push-ups, push-ups beyond the range. You can do any type of pushing exercise, any type of pulling exercise. There isn't a specific one that's going to help you out the most. There isn't a secret one that I'm holding back from all of you. Do them all. Do them all, and your goal is to break records every single time. So if the first day you walk into the gym and you put the bar on your back and you do a basic barbell squat for a set of 10, and that's the most weight that you can do for a set of 10. The next week when you walk in the gym, or the next time you go to squat again, put that bar on your back with a 5-pound plate on each side and try to get that for 10. Try to break a record. Now after 3 weeks, 4 weeks, switch it up. Maybe now you go to a front squat. Maybe you go to a kettlebell goblet squat. Maybe you go to a double kettlebell squat, a dumbbell goblet squat, 2 dumbbells. Maybe you sit down to a box with 1 kettlebell. Maybe you sit down to a box with 2 kettlebells. Whatever you pick, you need to break records every week. So if you pick up a 16-kilo kettlebell and you squat that for 8, the next week, pick up the 16, try to squat it for 9 or 10. Or pick up a 20-kilo and try to squat that for 8. Try to break records. Keep track of what you're doing and break records every single time you go in the gym. There's not one specific exercise because you're not at your peak. You're just getting started or just getting started again. So the pool of exercises that you pick from is really, really big so that you can get a bigger base of athleticism and a bigger base of strength. So in a couple of years, when you've got 3, 4, 5 more years of training under your belt, you can start to narrow it down and start to pick out those exercises that help the most. So for right now, youth, masters, keep that exercise selection pool really, really big. Make notes, keep track, break records, and you'll see improvement, and it will carry over into the throwing events. All right? Excellent questions from my masters and my youth athletes, because they're doing their track and field events. Actually, I think Youth Nationals was just this past weekend. So for right now, we're entering into our off season for pretty much everybody, but the questions still keep rolling in. It shows how much you guys love track and field, and that's why I think the new website is going to be such a hit, and you're all going to love it so much. Not going to tell you the name of it right now. We want you guys to wait a little while longer while we get all of our content up there. But it's going to be really great. We followed every suggestion that you gave, and we're going to make it happen. Not all of it will be available right away, but most of it will be available within the first 3 to 4 months that the website is operational, just in time for indoor track season. All right? So keep the questions coming in. Make sure to leave them down below or send me an email, matt@primalatc.com. Talk to you guys soon.